Hi, my name is Jorge Bautista. I'm currently studying psychology in a different university, but I'm taking this course called Big Data and Business Intelligence. Today, I'm going to show my database as well as the whole process from building different sheets on Tableau until building a dashboard and finally a story. So let's start. Our first step is just to make sure that our database is fully updated and has the proper information. So the first thing that we need to do is just to make sure that we have the proper labels. So definitely we can update with the name. The year, for example, we can put it on uppercase, live ladder as well, the GDP, social support, for example, just to make sure that we have the correct labels and the correct headers for this specific workshop, just to make sure that we are doing it on the right place. Um, for example, this one, freedom to make choices, freedom to, this one is here, to make uh, life choices. All right, generosity, perceptions of corruption, positive effect, and negative effect. All right. So as you can see, we have different information here. We have the country name. This is the whole list that we have. Actually, we have for each for the whole countries in the world. We also have the year. The information that we are taking from each country for each year, and also we will have some information, some relevant information that we definitely need to analyze. The information that we have here, for example, is that actually this is an average. We are not touching this information, as well as this one, the GDP, just to make sure that we are having this. Also, as you notice here, we have an average number between 0 and 1, which means that we are currently working on percentage. So in this case, and specifically for this specific scenario, we're going to use percentage. So we're going to convert it and use two decimals. That will be fine, just to make sure that we're going to have the proper information on our end, and also it will be displayed properly in our uh, Tableau dashboard and story. Again, we continue with working with this specific column, healthy life expectancy at birth. We're gonna don't touch anything like this. Just only we can definitely decrease only one decimal here. And again, we are facing another column with values between 0 and 1, which means that actually we need to convert it to percentage and increase to the two decimals. Also, we're going to use and apply the same for generosity, for corruption, for positive effect, and for negative effect. Since they are in an average between 0 minus 0.1 or something like that. And again, positive and negative are working in average 0 to 1. We definitely need this information in percentage. As soon as we have this fully set, um, definitely we have a better information. We have a better view for the whole data that we are actually going to work on, and we save the changes. So this is the first step. Let's continue working on the other one. Okay, let's continue working on Tableau. Right now, we already imported the data set from Excel to here, and we are seeing the whole information right here. We will proceed to create the new sheet, which actually will be our map. So let's call it, um, I don't know, let's call it GDP per capita map. So in order to create that specific map, what we need to do is just to put first the latitude and the longitude. And with that, we automatically upload the map. Here, we're gonna put the GDP per capita in colors. So let me select it in color. So we're gonna just put the sum or the total per capita from the first rate information that we have recorded during the time in this specific database until last year. Also, we're gonna use it again just to make sure that we're gonna use the proper size. And last but not least, we're gonna use the country to show us the information accurately. So as you can see here, we already load the information. Our next step is to update the colors. I love using temperature diverging. This one should be reversed. We're gonna use different colors, put in the lowest GDP during the years until now, and put in green one for those that actually doing a great job having the GDP on here, So definitely we step and definitely we can recognize which countries are actually doing it great, which one are not that much, but well. Let's continue working on this. We can add as well a specific filter. In order to do that, definitely we can use initially like this, but in order to use it properly, we need to convert it um, to another way. We need to use it in a different way, so we can definitely use it accordingly in our filter section. So in order to do that, we're gonna convert it to the script, use it all, and automatically our information will be discrete. We can definitely show the filter, and with that, we will be able to access the information by using the year. We can hide this card. We don't need it. We don't need it either. This card either. Um, Please note that actually we are seeing here is that we have the information, but we don't have. We are talking about GDP, but we don't know about what we are talking about. So in this case, what we're gonna do is just to go to a format and definitely put the information in currency. Just we're gonna use two decimal places and the standard information. So as soon as we click here, we definitely need to update the other information, and we're gonna put it here, and definitely we're gonna show us right now that we are talking about on here. If you want to add like more information, we can definitely custom it. Use USD. Let me update here very quickly. USD like this. And with that, we will be able to see that the GDP was updated, not in the total, sorry, but it should be updated here too. So definitely we can use USD. Since it's already here, I'm gonna put this. All right. So I think that we are already updated. As you can see here, we are talking about USD in total. You know, So let's move forward. This is the GDP. We already completed this first sheet. Let's continue working with the second one, which actually we're gonna give us a table that we're gonna call generosity table, right? So with that, what actually we're gonna do is just to create a basic table based on the information for the generosity that we have. So again, we're gonna use the country name. We're gonna put it here in the rows, and after that, we're gonna go on the generosity and add it on details. So let's see what actually is looking for. And before that, also let me add it currently to the system or to the column to show us the information. So again, we need to move or update the information because actually we're gonna see the average during the time, and also it's gonna give us some additional information, very valuable information that actually we are looking for. So the first thing that we actually gonna do here is just to put it in colors. So we're gonna see actually what it looks like, right? And you can see here that we were able to put it in some additional we can put it in colors. So actually what we can do is just to put, again, we're going to use the lowest one will be a red, and the good one will be a green. And we're going to step colors, we're going to use not that much. Let's put it like three colors. That will be fine. All right, so as you can see here, we have not that much information. It's not that clear. However, we can definitely use or they're good or they're generous or they are not. So definitely we can see, uh, you know, like kind of more information. Um, Beyond zero is because they're doing it great, not that much, but definitely if we can use, without, we can definitely go from here. This one is better. All right. So yeah, definitely we can do this. In addition, and in order to update information to percentage that we already did in our previous, uh, organizing the database, we can definitely put percentage, and our system gonna show the spreadsheet. We're gonna show the all information from here to there in full percentage. So now definitely we can definitely sort this by average, and you can see here that so far the information that is showing us that actually the generosity is over 60, but definitely we can this use reverse, right? So definitely the average here should be in red, and the one that doing it great would be in this color. Okay, so all with this you will be able to see that we are having great information, and also you can continue, we can definitely format this, and on this information we can definitely just to make sure that we have the proper information right there. um for example, we can use like an here, we can put it like higher, all right, and let's continue on this specific here on the format. Just continue working on this format. Default, as you can see here, we can put it black. Let's put it with some additional colors, or let's leave it in black. I'm gonna use different colors later on. Okay, so let's move forward with the next table. This one is something that we definitely can use, and it just to show, for example, the top five, or the five countries that actually consider that there are a lot of corruption on this database. So in order to build it, is not too much. Actually, we can put here, graph, uh, top five perception of corruption. All right. So with this, what we're gonna do actually just to put the information. Currently, again, we're gonna use perception of corruption. The first thing that we're gonna use here is to put it on the size. You know, put it on size, right? So we have here something here. Again in average. Mhm. The second thing we're gonna use again the perception, but at this time we're gonna use the colors. And again, we're gonna use the average. All right. And last but not least, we're going to use the countries. So after doing this, you will notice that we have a lot of information right here. But the idea is that we're going to show only the 5%. So in order to do this, I'm going to use a filter for again, for the perception of corruption. And we're going to use the average. I'm going to create it. And I'm going to use only a small percentage of the information that actually I'm looking for, right? So in this case, I'm going to use only the 92, and I will see if I'm showing me the only five countries at least. One, two, three, four, five. Not yet. So we're going to go here until 92. Let's try with this. All right. One, two, three, four, five. All right. So we already have here, and we have the conception of corruption. Since we are talking about in a very delicate information, we can use some warning colors. And in this case, I'm going to use red just to show which one is actually the corruption information, plus the information for which country is actually showing us. It's not that bad, but it does still have a higher information for the corruption. Again, we're going to use the format just to make sure that we are using percentages instead of using the information. Okay, so let me use this. And let me format this as well. Oh, sorry, I'm using this percentage. There you go. Okay, and format here, format. So the format for perception. Again, sometimes it's showing us this, um, but we are talking about average percentage corruption. It's a decimal. Okay. So yeah, something is missing here. There we go. It's here. So percentage. There you go. All right. So we already have the percentage about the conception, the perception of corruption. So we already have this value. We definitely we can use, but since we are not going to use this card at this time. Just only we want to use this specific information. So let's move forward with the next one. The other one that we are ready to use. This one is a little bit more complicated because we're gonna compare and we're gonna use dual axis in order to show the positive effect and show us also the life ladder. You know, having a positive effect will also impact into the life ladder. So in order to create that, we are using, in order to see the whole information for all countries. Later on this on the dashboard, even when we create the story, we will be able to use to filter the whole information right here. So the first step is just to use the country name as we've been working on. Also, we're gonna put the year here because we need the information during the time, like building a whole time. And we're going to use the average for positive effect here. I'm going to convert it to average, and after that I'm going to use the life ladder again as you know an average as well. So by doing the dual axis, just only clicking on the second option, dual axis, and we will be able to see different information right there. Now, in order to compare this, I'm not going to use the average ladder, for example. I will prefer to use the average for the life ladder and as a bar. So in this case, I definitely use bars. And you can see here that during the time, for example, for Albania, the average ladder was 4.6, but the positive effect was 48. Again, we need to convert this information. So definitely we go to here and use percentage. So with that, we definitely see the information that we currently have, here, here. Mm, and that will be so far. Definitely we can use percentage. So definitely we have the information here in case that we don't want to see these specific labels. Well, in that case, I can definitely not show the headers, but we can definitely show the legend and the whole information. Um, Here you will see that again we have a comparison, for example, for Angola, with actually we have a low until the last information that we have for 2014 is 3.7. The average in live ladder against a positive effect of 59.52. If we go to Colombia, we can definitely use here or just add another filter for country. Here we can add it all, apply, okay, and show filter. And with that, we can definitely again compare with different information. By moving forward with our with the whole information that we have, we can definitely use different colors. We can I can definitely use a different, oh, let's see. Let's try with this one. Let's try. Or even we can use another one. Line in default. Assign palette and apply. And we will see something better. All right. So by doing this, we were able to identify actually what is the life ladder and also the positive effect. So creating the next sheet. Oh, we forget to include this. So this one will be positive effect versus life ladder. All right. So let's continue working on this. We are almost finished. And let's continue with the next sheet, which actually we're gonna measure the negative versus positive effect. So in order to do this, um, actually we only use, or I only use the country name here, right? And I use measure names from here. So we can definitely put the color, and I put the negative effect, here, with the positive. Format again, average, average, format, percentage. And this one will be percentage too. All right. So with that, we were able to use, for example, we can use definitely this one. And for example, I can definitely use this one and this one. So by using, again, we can definitely use a double axis, or even if we don't want to use double axis, we can definitely use this one. But by using some information that I just got lost, we can definitely use this one, for example. And for so far, we're using it this as the value from this, for showing for each country what is the average between this one and this one. Since we are seeing a lot of average information here, definitely we can use like an different. Let me show you something else here. Actually, you can use this one, and we will see this one. But by moving this and doing this, we will see a better information. So let me put the country again. Okay, there you go. So by doing this, actually we're using the positive, and the colors is in vice versa. But let me work on that. Um, there you go. So, oh, we have the same color here. So yeah, let me work on this color. So actually it should be the positive, it should be the green one, and the negative should be the red one. All right, negative and positive, apply. Okay, we see it now better, and we have the information. Again, we're gonna put some labels here. We're gonna use some labels here as well, because we're gonna see the information, what is actually positive versus positive versus negative effect. All right. Again, we can definitely use some format for the labels. So let me go here for the formats, and let's try with the formats. I think that is tape for the pane. We can definitely use like kind of bigger. Come over here, and I don't know. I don't like this. I like this one. All right. So yeah, this one is just to make sure that we have better information about what actually means that we are using the positive effect versus the negative. Let me see here. All right. Okay. I think that it's all from here. I think the pane should be center. Everything center, vertical. Okay. Header, center. Oh, mm, like this. Way better. There you go. For the rows, again, for the column, we can definitely use all of this middle right, middle right. Okay. So definitely we are with this spreadsheet. Okay. So we're gonna use or create another one. We're creating the sixth one, which actually the information for generosity, just in general terms. This is the generosity table here. Um, So definitely just to make sure that we have another spreadsheet built properly with the generosity. Okay. So in order to do that, we can definitely use what will be the bottom five. We can definitely use uh, bottom five generosity. Generosity. Okay. So since we are talking about generosity, we can definitely put it here. Again, we can use the top five information that we use here. We can use it instead of using the perception. We're going to use the generosity. So in this case, again, we're going to use the same information. Generosity, we're going to definitely put it here as an average. Um, wow. Okay. Never mind. So we're going to use generosity here. Uh, mhm. Definitely, we're gonna use it as an average. We converted el format percentage, and its generosity is not a percentage. Oh, let me go here just to confirm what we're talking about generosity, so it don't got lost. Yeah, we have definitely used. All right, so bottom five generosity. Let's work on country names as we did before. All right. And the generosity will go here. All right, cool. Let's put format. Oh, and let me go to the format and put it in percentage. There you go. All right. So our next step will be to put the generosity in colors. Since I don't want this, I want something that can definitely fill out the information. I will use it again and put it here. But I'm going to use the average. And the average. Okay, since this is not clear yet, what are we going to do? Use details. Okay, I think it's better now. But we can definitely use something else. The color. Let's do this. And average. And form. All right, so we have some information regarding what is actually the bottom five. So actually, what we're gonna do is to make it more dynamic. For example, let's try with this one. It's better now. We saw a lot of information right here, but definitely is not that actually we are looking for, right? So in order to implement or in order to making sure that we are working with the correct information, we definitely use these when I convert it. and we're gonna see what are the last five at least. So we are seeing here a lot of not generosity. All right, so we have a little bit less. All right, only one more. Wow, they have a lot of countries without being too generous with us. Okay, only two, like you can see here, Georgia and Greece are not that generous. Okay, we have Lithuania. Okay, there you go. We have it here. So again, since we are talking about with some information regarding this generosity and all of that, we can definitely use the format, and definitely we need that information um, properly set it up. The idea is that we can um, change the color, and with that, we will do it in a few moments. Let's go back. So we were able here. I was drinking some water here, but in order to continue with this, let's continue. Let me show the filter, and in that way, we will be able to show some pretty interesting information that actually we are seeing here. But the thing here is that we are not seeing too much, uh, you know, the color, the format for it. So actually, what I'm trying to do is just to um, format, customize, format filter, apply. Okay, so let me go here. What happened here? Da-na-na. This is the whole. This is generosity. Let me go to average. Next, range of value. Again, we're gonna use this. Apply all the values in database. So it definitely is this. A little bit more. There you go. All right. So I think that I'm missing something here in order to see the colors and the filters. So let me show the filter and let me use the colors. Oh, there you go. I found the why. So I'm going to use again generosity on the colors, and we have the zoom. Let me use the average. All right, it's better now, right? So, in order to do as well to show the label or the information that we have, we can definitely add the generosity again for the label and not the sum. We're gonna see the average again, and you will see that actually we are seeing not that much. They are not that generous. I mean, it's kind of worried, but in order to notify or more, to be more specifically with that, we can definitely put some red colors on them. Again, we can go to the format. We can use, since we are talking about the country name, for example, this one is more related with the font. So definitely we can use the pane, put it more like a bigger font, put it black, some black color, or even we can use automatically with that. But yeah, definitely a color that can show this. All right. So let's move forward. We already finished with the bottom generosity. We already have a generosity table. We have, the five one, which actually are Myanmar, Indonesia, Thailand, and Gambia, and United Kingdom. But we need to show the bottom five generosity, something that we can definitely work on the happiness. All right. So we have top perception. We have six sheets at the moment. So let's continue moving or working on the other, um, the other information. So right now, the next step or the next spreadsheet that we're gonna work is about to, which actually is for Romania. We have the other one, which actually the positive and affect memories. All right, so it's just checking which actually we're looking for. So next step, or the other actually we are working is another bottom five, you know, and this one is for freedom of choice, or even we can definitely put on the spot the top 10 countries that actually are not doing a great job or different to make a life choices, which means that they are not able to decide by themselves, if I'm not mistaken, for that information. So again, we're gonna work on the freedom. We're gonna start working again by doing this. Average again. I'm gonna use the country for the labels. There you go. I don't want to use this one. I definitely can use, yeah, we can use this one, or we can use again this one. I love this one. All right. So average or freedom of choice, freedom to make a life choice. And let me put it here, and let me put average. Okay, let me use the colors. Um, mm, I like it. I like it. Let me use this blue. I like it. And finally, in order to do this, we can definitely use this one and average and next. And we're gonna show the countries that actually are doing it great. Let's see. Uh-huh. We still have a lot of countries right there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. All right. Wow, they're by decimals. Like they're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right. So we have like, when I use the top 10 here. All right. So in terms of this information, I'm going to use the format again, and we're going to use freedom of choice. We can definitely use in format, and we want to use percentage. Okay. And we are seeing that it's still showing percentage format, percentage fields on country, oh, average. Okay, so let's go to format, uh, field labels. All right, still showing freedom. So what I'm gonna do here is freedom of choice. Is gonna show us the average. Okay, the average and average. Let's see. All right. So yeah, definitely something missing here. Freedom of choice. Freedom to make life choices. And let me go to average. And let me go to format. And we will see right now what we are talking about. Perfect. All right. So definitely we can sort this information by, with the higher, with you know, the biggest to the, and see how it looks like. So definitely we have Oman 95, 94. Let's see in which other sort information we can see here. 93, 92, 94. As you can notice, is about colors. So definitely is about this. Oh, it's using by country. So definitely we need to, um, they're using like different information to be sorted out. So by using this we can definitely select and see what actually they are. Let's continue working on the format. In this case, I will not move in that much, just only to make sure that we have the labels, sort. And okay, so it will be manual, will be by field, average, definitely will be for making choices. There you go. So I think that it's better now, even though that I cannot see why is average, definitely average. Yeah, should be like this, but it seems that it's using color. So yeah. All right. So let's continue because this is a matter of time. But yeah, let me use a blank font or even a high font. Labels here. Format. And, and let me go to 12. Totals. Oh, it's not giving us the option. Interesting. Format. Font. hmm Okay. So yeah, let's move forward with the next one. There will be this top 10 life choices. Top 10 life choices. Okay. All right. Let's continue. We're almost to finish. The next visualization or the next sheet that actually I did is related to the country and the social versus the GDP. So in this case, it's not too much. It's just only to use the country name. I'm going to use it here. I'm going to use the social support during the years, and as you can see here is some information that is pretty interesting, and what is actually the GDP for during the time. As we mentioned before, we can definitely use dual axis, so I can definitely see what actually we're looking for. The In this specific scenario, what I'm going to use is that the first information that I'm going to show is the bars, and the second one, which is the GDP, I'm going to use a line. And with that, actually, we will be able to see the whole information. We can definitely use like a pattern or this one. I prefer this one, is kind of more information right here. And I'm gonna see if definitely I can show the GDP or the social support labels, just to make sure that we have formations. However, as you can see here, is kind of confusing, so definitely is not something that we can definitely work on here. But yeah, we can use like filters or something in that, just to make sure that there is like an traceability for the whole information. And let's call it social social support versus GDP. Okay. All right. So by doing this, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's do the nine. This one is the top five for generosity. I think that we have the bottom five, but we don't have the top five, right? So with this one, is not that much. We're gonna use is running here, generosity, generosity, right? We're gonna use the country name, and we're gonna use the generosity for the label as well. All right. with this. I love this one, but I'm gonna just only use the generosity here. And let me use this one as an average, this one as an average, this one, this one not, and this one as an average. With that, we have the whole information properly set it up. So since the label is the one that we're interested to show, then we're gonna see and put it on percentage. Definitely is the something that information that we are looking for. And the generosity will be here in the filters showing us the average. Actually, we are trying to see the uh, you know, the top five generosity countries that actually are like, so we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Okay, cool. So in order to do this, we can definitely go here, format, and make it better for the table like this and put it here. It's not giving us the information. Okay, so let's move with this one. Okay, so here. Let's see. Mm-mm. So definitely something that actually we are seeing here. And let's put like top five generosity. All right. So we have already have covered this social support versus DGP. And I think that we already covered like almost everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the last one that we're going to build is freedom to negative, freedom to make life choices versus the negative effect. So for this specific sheet, what actually I'm gonna do is just to use again the country name under the country section, use the average for freedom here. I'm gonna use not this one, but I'm gonna use the average. And again, I'm gonna use format just to make sure that I'm gonna use percentage, you know. All right, cool. And I'm gonna use the negative effect here. I'm gonna use again here uh, an average. Again, format. We're using percentages, so no worries. Definitely something that is better now. And we're gonna use dual axis. All right, cool. And for average, we can definitely use the average for freedom. We're gonna use a line which gonna show us actually the impact between on each country the average during the time between the life choices against the negative effect. So we're gonna put here average freedom versus negative effect. All right, with this, we already finished creating the sheets for Tableau. Now that we already have the whole information created, our next step is creating a dashboard that actually is just to make sure that we include the proper information on, we created different sheets, but the idea is to include some relevant information that after we're going to use on our site, on our story. So the last step for this, the last step for the dashboard is just to make sure that we can definitely include some information here. So since we have generosity, we definitely can use the top five. Oh, we have different 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have top five generosity. Definitely we can put it, right? We can just floating. We need this like this, top five generosity. It's a dashboard of generosity. So just to make sure that we are showing the information here. Um, bottom five generosity. Why not? So just drag and drop, or just click here. Oh, this is to go in the to go into the information that we did before. This one here. All right, this one. There you go. So for this one is floating, and we're gonna use. We can put it here. It's definitely something that we want to see in a better view. All right. And I think that we already have a generosity list that we can definitely put here. And we're just going to use the option for floating. And we can see the whole list here. Generosity table. With that, we are confirming that actually the generosity is related with the, with the information that we actually were looking for, just only for this specific dashboard. It's just in terms of what are the top five generosity countries, what are the bottom five generosity, and we also have like a whole list that actually we can definitely link. If you want, we don't need this, either this one, but definitely we can use this table as a reference and align them properly to our information. Um, it's just a general dashboard just to show this, but definitely is something that we can include. We can include more information right here. But in this case, since we are talking about only for generosity table specifically, we can just only use this. All right. So we can create another dashboard. We can create as many dashboards as we want. Mm, the idea for this is this one, for example. And the second dashboard will include, uh, you already talked about generosity, corruption. For example, so we have corruption here. I'm going to remove, I will put it floating and put it right here, for example, corruption. Mhm. And we're gonna use positive affection, positive versus this, top life, social support, generosity, already we have it, and freedom versus negativity. So you're gonna use let's use this one, for example. So we already have this, and since this is already related with the information for countries, let's put it floating here. So yeah, it's something that we can use here. You can definitely remove this one, come this bigger, and we could use this one. All right. So with this, what happened here? All right, there you go. So, for example, on this one, the top five perception of corruption, definitely we can need to go and add some information here for the perception of the corruption. So, it's something that we definitely is a value. It's very important to know what we are looking for here. Average format. Uh, all right, so it's percentage. Okay, so format the font worksheet. Put it on 12. in black. There you go. It's perfect. Dashboard 2. We can see here that it's better now. We have positive versus negative effect for the countries. Top 5 perception and negative effects. All right. So our last step is to build a story, which is actually the way that we can show the information to people. The person who actually can access to our information. So we can start just working here, putting some dashboards to put in the information. For example, we can definitely use this one and add a specific caption here saying that um, average. This is the average of GDP per country from 2005 to 2023. That actually is our information. All right. So let's move forward with another one. Let's put blank, and we can definitely use this one. This one is for generosity. So uh, this we can see here the information for uh, generosity, generosity countries. All right. So we have here Thailand. So it's not related directly. The idea is to have the information is not matches, just only to show us the generosity table in general terms. Top 5, bottom 5. All right. The corruption, for example, let's move forward with another one. Let's create another story point. Generosity, we already have it. Bottom 5, generosity, perception of corruption. This one, for example, we can show definitely the countries, countries against the positive effect and the life ladder. So for this one, I can show life. This is the average from 2005 to 2020 about life ladder and its relationship with positive effect. Okay, we already built something very interesting here that definitely with any person can definitely documentation and see what actually is looking for. All right, so let's do another one. Positive. This is positive versus negative. We already have it. Top 10 live countries. So, for example, this is top top countries for freedom to make life choices. All right. And let's continue. Social support versus GDP. This is another one. Which one? Since this is related with GDP, definitely we can put it here and add GDP versus social support. All right. We can use another one. We already have to find generosity, average freedom versus negative effect. We didn't put the corruption, so let's put this one. And on this one, we can use conception of corruption plus the idea plus the effect. This is the effect, negative and positive for different countries. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to include this one, which is the country name, average, freedom versus negative. If we have negative effect, you can see here the relationship. Even though that you have a freedom to make a life choice, the negative effect is there. So they are not like that happy at all. Look at this. So this one will be a comparison. This is a comparison between freedom to make choices versus negative effect. And with this, we can put like the story, gonna call it happiness report seen from different perspectives. Cool. So with this, we already finished to work on the whole information. Definitely, we can definitely move or play with some colors. The idea is that we can definitely use this information to make sure that we are providing the precise information or something that we can definitely build for all this information. So, yeah, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And thanks so much for the course.